complex words with multiple meanings that start with B. Bump. 1. A small raised area on a surface. There's a bump on the road ahead. I hit my head on the low ceiling and got a bump. 2. To hit or knock something accidentally. She bumped into the table and spilled her drink. I bumped my knee against the door. Bumper cars. The kids laughed as they crashed their bumper cars into each other. 3. To move someone to a higher level or priority, informal. They bumped me up to first class on the flight. His performance bumped the team to the top of the rankings. Bumpy. Uneven or rough. The car ride was bumpy because of the old road. This flight is quite bumpy due to turbulence. Not smooth or difficult, used metaphorically. Their relationship has been bumpy recently. Starting a new job can be a bumpy transition. Burden. A heavy load, literal or figurative. He carried the burden of a heavy backpack up the hill. The responsibility of taking care of his family is a great burden. To load or weigh down. She was burdened with too much work. The donkey was burdened with supplies for the trip. Bureau. An office or agency. He works at the tourism bureau in the city center. The bureau is responsible for issuing passports. A piece of furniture with drawers, used in American English. She keeps her clothes in the bureau next to the bed. There's a mirror on top of the bureau in the guest room. Bureaucracy. 1. A system of government or management with complicated rules. The bureaucracy makes getting a permit very time-consuming. They complained about the red tape and inefficiency of bureaucracy. Fun fact: red tape refers to excessive rules, regulations, or formalities that create delays and make processes unnecessarily complicated. The term is often used to describe frustrating administrative or bureaucratic procedures. It comes from the historical practice of binding official documents with red ribbons or tape. 2. Administrative structures or officials. The bureaucracy delayed the project for months. She struggled to navigate through the university's bureaucracy. Burglary. The crime of breaking into a place to steal. There was a burglary at the jewelry store last night. He was arrested for committing a burglary in the neighborhood. Burner. A part of a stove that produces heat for cooking. She turned off the burner after the soup started boiling. The left burner isn't working properly on this stove. A temporary or disposable phone. He used a burner phone to keep his calls private. The burner was thrown away after the deal was done. Barren. 1. Land that cannot produce crops or vegetation. The farmers struggled with the barren soil in the desert. After years of drought, the once fertile land became barren. 2. Something lacking productivity, results, or value. The meeting was barren of any meaningful discussion. 3. A female animal unable to reproduce. The vet confirmed that the cow was barren and wouldn't produce calves. In the past, barren was sometimes used to describe a woman unable to conceive, but this term is now considered outdated and somewhat harsh or impersonal when applied to people. Modern terms for human infertility. Infertile. This is the most common and neutral term for both men and women who are unable to conceive. The couple struggled with infertility for years before seeking treatment. Childless. Often used to describe people without children, though it doesn't necessarily imply infertility. They are happily childless by choice.